What is up, fight fans? We got Glove Talk here, episode 35. Going over the Oliveira versus Gamrot card and also giving our predictions for the upcoming Brandon Allen versus Reinier de Ridder card in Vancouver. And also, big fight announcements here. We got a couple big fights announcements for the end of the year that we'll get into at the end of the video as well. And just to let you guys know that these long podcasts will be cut up into shorter forms, like for our predictions for the RDR fight will be cut up into a short form video, and then the fight announcements will be cut up into a short form. So if you like the short form stuff, you can go and get those and check those out. So how you doing, Jose? How you doing tonight?
Man, I am good. It's Monday. We made it. We survived whatever this card was. And now we get to look forward to whatever next week's card is. I say that because these fight night cards, eh, they're here. But we're good, man. How about yourself, brother?
I thought this card was pretty decent, honestly. I didn't think this card
It
was that
was.
bad.
It had some misses, but it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it
It was
started
good. It
slow,
had
but I
some
feel like
misses,
it
but it was
ended
good.
good. I feel
Yeah,
like it ended pretty
for
good. So
sure.
here, I'm gonna pull up the screen right here. Make sure I do it right this time. Because last episode I didn't have it till like halfway through the fucking podcast. So we're gonna start here in the early prelims. Here, we had Luan Lacerda getting the win over Simon Oliveira here in upsetting him there in home in Brazil. Simon Oliveira, he looked like probably the second worst fighter on this card besides um, Lucas Almeida, and he had a broken hand. So Lon Lucerda just put the pressure on
And
him, and
Oliveira missed weight by 8 pounds.
oh yeah, and also made weight. So maybe the weight cut, affecting him here in the fight a little bit, but he just got
Wow.
dominated in the striking and the grappling, and he got out of there in round two. Got him out of there with a good sub. So a good win for Lon Lucerda in
Yeah, and
Brazil.
Devon, I don't know if you had ever seen this. This is the first time I've seen it, but they put a rehydration clause for Simon Oliveira when he missed weight. So he missed weight by 8 pounds and he couldn't put on any more weight.
They put him.
Um,
They did a
and he got cut.
Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia on
Yep.
him. Oh, he got cut too.
No. So they cut him. Yeah, he got cut. He got cut after he lost. Lacerda got a good sub on him too. He was working for it. And Oliveira was hitting him hard, but he got that. It was a good sub. I liked it. It was a good win for Lacerda, and he deserved it because I like seeing guys that miss weight lose, honestly, because especially by that much. How do you miss weight by 8 pounds, brother? Like, Jesus. Anyway,
Yeah, 8 pounds is kind of absurd. But going into the next fight here, we had Julia Pelostri be able to beat Carolina damn, bro, fuck. Yeah,
Kovalevich,
Kovacevic. Yeah,
Karolina Kovalevich.
Kovacevic being able to TKO her in the third round. And she was able to dominate her, do a lot of damage in the second round. And just kind of making Carolina look old like a granny in this fight. So a new wave of strawweight women here in Julia Pelostri. So good win.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Julia was 2-2 coming into this fight in the UFC. Carolina's a good win for her in her resume. I think at 39, Carolina's done. She offered no resistance in this fight, honestly. Um, yeah, good win for Julia Pilastri. I like the way she looked, man. She was aggressive. She was good in her technique. But I think Carolina's gonna have to have a Vincente Luque-esque conversation about her future.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. We'll get into that when we get to it, but I kind of look sad for all the old, Vicente Luque fans. The next fight we got Lucas Rocha versus Stuart Nickel. Stuart Nickel, two takedown attempts and then he's just gassed, for the fight, and then he ends up getting losing the fight decision here, and Lucas Rocha was able to take it for the hometown guy in Brazil, which it's crazy because you got a guy like Marab who can shoot 50 takedowns, average one per 30 seconds, and then you got this guy. He shot two takedowns, and this guy's tired. It's crazy, but good win for Lucas Rocha here there in Brazil. He was able to beat him in the striking and in the grappling as well. So good win.
Yeah, 20 takedown attempts. Nasty work. No, Rocha looked good, man. I think for Nickel, like you said, two takedowns and then he got gas and it showed. And at 125, getting gas, it looks bad. Looks really bad. But good win for Rocha coming in as the underdog as well. Um, yeah, it was just a fight. Honestly, I don't have much to say about this fight other than just Nickel just looked bad to me, honestly. But
Yeah. Going to the next one, we had Bia Mesquita versus Irina Leskiva. Bia Mesquita here, the stand up didn't look too good, but finally, someone, doing some damage in the grappling. She was able to get full mount 12 to 6 elbows that first round, and, the bell saved Irina in the first round, and then second round, it couldn't save her. She was able to get submitted. Bia, she's like a fourth degree black belt. She might be like one of the best women's BJJ of athletes of all time in terms of credentials. So for her to come in the UFC, she's got some skill, but striking looked fucking terrible. Which you can even see after dominating her in the first round, the second round, Irina came in and was you know, she was winning in the stand up because Bia really didn't have anything. But as soon as we get into the grappling, dominant. So she was able to do some damage too, and not like Mackenzie Dern, just sitting on top of people. But anyways. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, this is Alexis Cell too. Oh yeah. And Irina, she was twerking before the fight too, man. She ain't twerk shit, bro. That was all back. That was looking like the Kville cheerleading squad, bro, back in 2017, bro. If anybody doesn't know, that's the high school we went to. But anyways.
Yes, it was. Now, Bia Mesquita, man, her debut. I mean, she looked good. She looked great in the grappling. But that's the problem, right? Her stand up didn't look good at all. I mean, it worked for Ronda Rousey in a different time period. I think in today's MMA, you have to have both, right? You have to have the grappling and some kind of a semblance of stand up. And Irina Leskiva, the Russian Ronda Rousey, they call her. I mean, she showed some bit of resistance on the feet.
Speaking of Ronda Rousey, you think they're gonna try to get her on that White House card?
Yes, I think
like a Holly Holm, Ronda
I don't think it'll be
Rousey.
as public as people. Yeah, that's one of the ones they've been throwing out there is like Connor Nate and then Holly and Ronda on that card. And
Connor's suspended, bro.
Connor's suspension runs out the week of the White House card.
It's 18 months. It's a year.
It's retroactive. Retroactive.
Oh, I didn't know all that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Now that the testing is in house, the UFC determines their own suspensions. So the UFC suspended him retroactive for missing tests, and it runs out the week of the White House card. So realistically, he could fight on the card.
That's funny.
Yeah. So honestly, I think again, good one for Mesquita, but I think she's gonna get exposed when she fights someone that can
strike,
counter her grappling and strike. Yeah, absolutely. But I think the UFC wants to push her to the moon. So I'll be interested to see what they do in terms of next fight to do. And for Irina Alexieva, I mean, dude, Irina Alexieva, Ronda Rousey, White House card, Russia versus America, Russian Ronda versus Ronda. I mean,
hey, let's make it happen. Going to the next fight, we had Vitor Petrino making his heavyweight debut versus Thomas Peterson, the guy you called the McDonald's worker. I'm sure that made him, happy to hear that, but if he even heard it. But Vitor Petrino was able to get the third round, knockout here after, pretty lackluster fight. Pretty much, Vitor Petrino, even looking like one of the more athletic heavyweights, still, it was like a heavyweight fight, slop fest until the third round. He was able to put a combination, and his combination was able to land just because Thomas Peterson is a heavyweight with no technicality, so he gets a little tired and his hands were just down, and he just walked forward with his hands down and he got caught. So good combo, I guess. Shuffle hook, shuffle upper hook, or upper hook to a hook, but uppercut to a hook. But I don't know, man. I still like him better at light heavyweight. But I guess if he wants to be a little lazy and be a little fat boy, I mean, he'll make it to the top 10 of the heavyweight for sure. But we'll see. I like the Marcin Tybura call out as well. So let's make it happen.
Yeah, I think Tybura is the perfect fight for him to take now. Just kind of a guy that's a gatekeeper at the weight class. I'm not a big fan of him at heavyweight. I'm with you. I think he has some Junior Dos Santos to him where the boxing is clean-ish. Where I think Vitor, first off, I think he moved up way too quick. You see when guys move up from different weight classes, they can do it quicker because it's only like a 10-pound difference. But when you're going from 205 to fighting guys that are 265, right? You gotta go to like at least 235, 240. Um, and that's a big difference on your body. Your body has to get used to carrying that much weight around constantly when you're moving, striking with it, this, that, whatever. I don't think Vitor Petrino gave himself that much time to do it, but either way, he got the win, man. The knockout was definitely a highlight reel. I'm looking at this right here because he went up to 250, which in that quick a time, that's not a John Jones gain. That's a lot of he decided to just eat. And he's 6'2". He's not big for heavyweight. I like the Tybura call out. I think Tybura is enough of a dud to be interesting to see if Petrino can pull it off. But other than the highlight reel knockout, it wasn't a good fight, dude. This is not a good fight to watch. Um, we'll see what he can do at heavyweight. I don't expect much. I think once he starts fighting the Derek Lewises and the you know, Rogerio de Limas and all that, I think he'll start getting exposed. But it is what it is for now. I think they're gonna try to push him as a prospect again at heavyweight and see what happens.
I
So
think he will be good at heavyweight because he's technical. So he's a technical striker. So he doesn't really put himself in that much danger. And then in heavyweight, none of those guys are really technical until you get to the top. So I think he'll be fine.
give him Derek Lewis.
Yeah, he might. I don't know. Derek Lewis might be. I don't know. We'll see. On to the next one, we got Rafael Filo versus Clayton Carpenter. Filo's the guy that had we talked about it in the predictions. He had Muhammad Makayev and some trouble there in their fight. What the fuck? My bad. Sorry.
You're good.
But Clayton Carpenter, he's good. I mean, he looked technical, but I feel like Filo was just better at managing the range when they were striking. And then, when it came to the grappling, he was able to reverse with the Kimura. And then he was able to finish him, reverse position, and then finish with the Kimura as well. So this guy's a dangerous guy. Kind of reminds me of like Paddy Pimblett, the way he manages range with the striking. And then he's got this dangerous submission threat. So a lot of resemblances, in my opinion. He's like the Brazilian Paddy in terms of fight style, He's not the craziest striker, but the way he fights at range, and then if you try to blitz in, he's got the submission game, to tag you with something and then submit you. So great win for Rafael Filo because Clayton Carpenter is not no joke, man. That guy looked good. He just, got outclassed, so good win.
Yeah, shout out Pastor Rafael, man. Good win for him. And I think
that was going crazy.
Pastor Rafael, man.
Crazy.
No, seriously, he looked good, man. And Clayton Carpenter, like I said, is no joke. But you could tell Rafael Filo, for as good as he was managing the range, he was just smarter. He outsmarted Clayton Carpenter and like put him in positions to compromise himself, especially in the grappling, right? I liked it, dude, especially at flyweight. Flyweight is a wide open division except for Pantoja, right? It's Pantoja and then everyone else. It's fair game to see who gets a title shot, who moves up. I'm interested to see what they do with Rafael Filio. I mean, he's 32, trains out of Nova União, which was Jose Aldo's gym in Rio. I like it. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got that loss to Nascimento, the Makayev loss, but he did beat Odie Osborne, which makes him a winner in my book always. So, no, and again, it was a good win. And again, he's big, 5'7" for flyweight is pretty big as well. I'm interested to see what they do with him. I don't know who they would give him at flyweight, but there's a lot of good fights you can make with a guy like that who has shown that he can perform on the big.
Asakura.
Ooh, I like that. I think that's Sakura. They were talking about Sakura going up to bantamweight, actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he is going to bantamweight.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, Tim Elliott, Filio.
Yeah, that would be a banger. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but either way, good fight. It was a fun fight to watch, and shout out him, and he's a pastor and a full-time mixed martial artist, which respect. I don't know how you find times for that, but respect.
Yeah. Going to the next one, we had Lucas Almeida versus Michael Ashfield Jr. Shout out to Michael Ashfield Jr. for leaking the Pantoja versus Joshua Van card. And Lucas Almeida, I don't know what, he was able to fight. Everybody seen it in the weigh-ins and stuff like that. He had a fucking swollen right hand, a broken right hand, fought with the broken right hand, didn't throw one right hand, and looked terrible. Probably looked like the worst fighter on the card. and it kind of showed. But honestly, even with being that compromised, honestly Ashfield didn't really. He must have no power because he hit him with so many shots, and Almeida was still there. And if Almeida had a good hand, I feel like he probably would have been able to win this fight. But tough one going out like that. You seen him. His wife came in the cage, was holding his arm, his wrist. She was trying to she was timid with his hand as well, so that kind of confirmed the hand thing as well. Good one for Ashwell Jr. I know he trains with Joshua Van, but I mean he's good, but he had good hands, but obviously he didn't have any power. He doesn't have any power because he landed so many fight-ending shots, and it just felt like it took too many to get him out of there. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, I agree, and I think a lot of people have asked like with Almeida, why did Almeida keep fighting? Even though his hand was definitely broken going into the fight week, you could see it at the press conference. A lot of people need to understand these guys don't make a lot of money, right? And so you get an opportunity to fight in front of your home, but also you got to make money, right? And I think for him, it was just one of those deals. You got bills to pay, so he's going to go through with a broken hand. Fought valiantly with the broken hand, honestly. It shocked me how much Aswell had to lay into him to put him out. Like he hit him a bunch, and he still wasn't out cold by the end of it. So, I mean, Aswell, it's hit or miss. His record looks good. He's 11-3, but the losses, I think it was Grad was one of them, and then Oki was the other one, and then Oki got gassed just a couple weeks ago on the Paris card. Um, it doesn't do much for me. Michael Aswell, I still got a lot of questions. I know he trains with Joshua Van, like you said, but I got a lot of questions. And being a guy with one hand, I won't say barely, but like it wasn't, it wasn't convincing to me, in my opinion. I know people say, "Oh, the knockout," but it's like the Vitor Petrino thing. Yeah, you knocked the guy out, but I still got a lot of questions about you at that weight class. That type of deal. So,
Yeah.
and for Almeida, man, it sucks going into a fight compromise like that. Going into it legitimately, I know a lot of guys will lose, and then like Ankalaev said, he broke his rib before the Pereira fight, and this, that, whatever. Like, no, like he came into this actually injured. So, credit to him for going through with it, man. It was a decent watch. That was a decent watch, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, Michael Ashfield, just looking at him, honestly, I already know how he smells. I've been in the gym with a couple
How's he
motherfuckers.
smell?
Look, you already know how these motherfuckers smell in the gym, bro.
How's
I
he
don't know.
smell, bro?
Like you already know, like these niggas that in the MMA gym that look like him, they got a distinct smell. I can't. I don't know what it is. It's
Like they
not.
don't shower?
It's not like a shower. It's like a weird. If you're in an MMA gym, you know what it smells like. I don't know what it smells like. The
Yeah,
inside
I
of
know.
a glove or some shit.
I know what his gi smells like for sure. I know his gi is definitely stained. I know
Yeah,
that much.
yeah. His keys first. Yeah, he's got a
He's got
stain.
he's got one of those gis where the white belt looks like it got dipped
Yeah,
in
that's what it
coffee.
is. He
Yeah,
smells like a
yeah.
stained gi. Yeah, facts. That's what, that's what the smell is. That's a good comparison.
Oh
So
Lord.
going to the main event or not the main card, we had Ricardo Ramos getting submitted by Con Offley. Con Offley, underdog here, Australian guy, able to come in with Brazil, upset the hometown guy Ricardo Ramos, who I mean he's not the best fighter, but he's not trash. So it's a good win. He was able to dominate in the grappling. Ricardo Ramos was threatening, a couple leg locks, couple leg submissions, but once he got out of that, hopefully was able to dominate and then get the submission. So good win for Ken Offley against Ricardo Ramos.
Yeah, going for Con Offley, man, and to take the back like that standing
Oh
and
wait, I gotta.
finish
Oh
it.
wait, never mind. Hold up. This is actually. Let's talk about this. Homie grabbed the cage like 5 times. I forgot about this. He grabbed the cage like 5 times to get out of the leg submissions.
Yeah, but here's the thing with MMA, brother. Unless the ref actually takes a point, go ahead and cheat because they don't call
Yeah,
anything anymore now. They're just like
it is a cage
look
fight.
at the cage, right? And it's like until they start taking points away from people legitimately, it's like
I mean, they gave
go
Song
ahead.
Yudong the win over Henry Cejudo, which is like crazy. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've seen it plenty of times with guys just grabbing the cage. Islam Makhachev, all these guys. Islam Makhachev against Volk, Connor versus Habib. Like you can keep going on and on. So it's like I don't know, man. For me, it wasn't that big of a deal just because the way Ramos got submitted at the end too. It's like, dude, you can't let a guy backpack you like that. Like, I don't know, but
Australian guy, and you're the Brazilian. But hey,
yeah, facts.
going to the next one, we had Jonata Denise versus Mario Pinto, and Mario Pinto, looking very good in this fight, dominating in the grappling, and maybe making himself look like a contender. Another guy, actually like an athletic heavyweight here, not just a slop fest, not just a fat light heavyweight. A guy who's
Right.
actually a heavyweight, who's in shape, and he dominated in the grappling the whole fight. So, and then he was able to get the TKO. So, good win for Mario Pinto, and I think this guy is going to be a top 10 guy in the future. He's good, man. He's well rounded. He's got the grappling as well, man. So, I think he's going to be a real contender. So,
I like him a lot, man. Denise looked
like, what other heavyweights transitioning from a Kimura to an armbar, to mount,
Charlton Almeida probably.
Yeah,
That's
John.
about it.
And he's like a light heavyweight who's just fucking huge.
Yeah,
So,
I like Pinto because for how big Pinto is, I mean, he dominated Denise. Denise looked awful this fight. But Pinto looked really good, man. Really technical. Um, just really well based for a heavyweight. It's kind of shocking to see a heavyweight that can grapple this well. But I like him a lot, and I like he's got a good personality to him too as well. I'm interested to see what they do with him. I really am. I think he can do something at heavyweight. Um, a lot of good fights you can make with him
oh my
for sure.
boy,
And
my boy
you know what?
Alvin sent the chat. He said, "How do you think the popularity of the UFC will change when the pay-per-view is over?" Um, it could grow.
Bigger.
It could grow, but also, it could also backfire a little bit. It could get to where like they're gonna pump so much volume out to where they dilute the product. So like the NBA, the NBA is trash now because they just have so many games, so much going on that they just dilute the product. So, um,
Yeah, I think it all depends. I think it being on CBS is going to be good because it mainstreams it. The problem the UFC has, which a lot of sports leagues, including the NBA you just mentioned, have, is they don't market their players right. Same thing with the UFC. The UFC doesn't market their fighters right anymore. It used to. I mean, Connor, John Jones, Anderson Silva, Chuck Liddell, like guys that were marketed where they were bigger than the brand. They could have left the UFC and still
well,
made
they
millions,
just
right?
expect them to market themselves, now.
Yeah, and it's like now you don't have guys that could lead the UFC and make millions outside of a Francis Ngannou who was like the rare exception today. Even Poatan maybe is one, but that's because Poatan bigger than life. It wasn't anything the UFC did. It's
I mean,
just
he doesn't. I don't
Poatan.
think Poton's highest pay-per-views is probably like 800K though. It's not even.
Right, and
So.
that's the problem now where they don't market these guys. Like for example, they got Ilya Topuria in the palm of their hand right now, and Dana refuses to make the Spain card. That's the guy. That's your
Yeah,
moneymaker
and
now,
they're doing the
not
Gaethje
Islam.
fight over as the Patty fight. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
which come on, you have a built-in beef that is gonna sell and feed families when Patty brings up his divorce and they start fighting again in the press conference. Like, come on, what are we doing? Like, Gaethje's the human highlight reel. We've seen him get knocked out cold by Max Holloway. We've seen him get knocked out by freaking Michael John. Like, come on, dude. That's the problem that the UFC's had, but also you're dealing with a corporate product. TKO, since they've taken over WWE, UFC, PBR, all this is what they do. They get deals to get the product out there. They expect the stars to market themselves, and they don't have exclusivity. You have to have exclusivity with your stars. That's what made Conor great. You didn't know when Conor was going to fight, but you knew when Conor fought, great fight. We don't have that anymore. Now it's so corporately structured the way these fights are. I'm hoping with the Paramount deal, Dana has less control, and guys like Mark Shapiro and Hunter and Sean will make more of the calls and start marketing these guys better, man. Like make them stars. It's not just we're putting a name on here, we're putting a superstar on these cards, right? Because if they're not pay-per-views, you got to give me a reason to watch them. It's like fight nights. Why would I watch a fight night other than doing this podcast, if we're being honest?
Yeah.
I don't care about fight nights. I care about pay-per-views because they got championships on it. They got guys I consider stars on them. So how do you then do that when you don't have a pay-per-view model and you say, it's got a number. This is UFC 331. We got so-and-so. And guess what? It's gonna be on the same time that this dog shit fight night card was on last week. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and I think around this after this fight is when they did the second or third Jose Aldo retirement. So
Yeah.
I think it's his
Yeah.
second retirement. He was already
Yeah.
in the Hall of Fame, came back, had a couple fights. He was able to beat Jonathan Martinez, which is a great win. Coming back. Jonathan Martinez. Um, prospect coming up. A guy who destroyed. Adrian Yanez, stuff like that. And then he had the fight with not Patchy Mexico, Mario Bautista, and he loses that fight. And then he had the Aim is a Hobby fight, loses that fight, which I thought he won the Aim is a Hobby fight, but and then retires again. So and then he didn't get to fight Rio again. So first Brazil card, they give him a send off and they give him another retirement. So shout out to Jose Aldo. Obviously, Jose, he's probably one of your favorite fighters all time. I think he's your favorite, right? First,
He's up there for sure. I think with Jose Aldo, people gotta understand something.
He just had such a bad fall off, but he got robbed the hardest.
Yeah. So Jose Aldo had a horrible injury. The fight before the Conor fight, Korean Zombie. It was a Korean Zombie fight, and he hurt his leg real bad. Jose Aldo was one of the first guys to use leg kicks in MMA. And after he had that injury, he was just never the same. Couldn't move the same, couldn't anything. The Conor fight happened. Conor knocks him out. Conor refuses to rematch him, and then from there it just went downhill. Max Holloway beat the brakes off Jose Aldo, right? I'm talking about the downfall. The prime, this guy went undefeated for 9 years. He was the first UFC featherweight champion. He was an undefeated WEC featherweight champion. Like, destroyed everyone. Everyone. Chad Mendes, Korean Zombie, Mike Brown. Like, and it wasn't just that, it was the way Jose Aldo did it. The leg kicks, the flying knees, the jiu-jitsu was on point. He was such a lovable fighter, right? And it's a shame because when Conor came around, he just it killed the view on Jose Aldo for the rest of his career. It's kind of like a BJ Penn. If you look at BJ Penn now, you say this guy's the second greatest lightweight of all time. Yeah, yes, he is. The problem is you got to look way back to see all that, And so I'm happy Jose got to retire in Rio. One of the best visuals is when he beat Chad Mendes defending his title and ran out into the crowd in Rio, celebrating with them. One of my goats, man. I think for featherweight, it's definitely Max, Volk, and Aldo. Not in that order, but Max, Volk, and Aldo are the three guys that I think have a claim for GOAT status at featherweight. And good on him, man, because Jose, he was just such a gamer, man. Always fought hard, always fought clean, always respectful, loved the game, train hard. Just a guy, kind of like a Charles Oliveira, a guy you can love on because you can tell the passion they put into the game.
Yeah. So going to the next fight, we had Vicente Luque versus Joel Alvarez, and Joel Alvarez, man, looked good this fight. His first fight up at welterweight after being at lightweight. His only losses to Arman. And he just, he's able to go out there and beat Vicente Luque. He was kind of robbed of the finish in the first round because that punch to the eye was a punch. It wasn't really an eye poke. And it just let Vicente Luque recover, which was kind of crazy. They just let him recover from a punch to the eye. But, I guess it's in Brazil and it's Vicente Luque, and I like Vicente Luque, so we're going to let that slide. But Joel Alvarez, man, looking good, looking like a real contender. And I say shoot him right into the top 15, man, because, welterweight's got a lot of guys waiting to get their title shots. So after we figure all this mess up, you got a guy like Joel Alvarez who'll be surging up, and maybe he can get on like a co-main of a Spain card behind Ilia Topuria or something like that. So Joel Alvarez, man, you got a fan out of me, bro. That boy.
Yeah, and I think at the end, when he had that inverted triangle, I think he was just showing mercy on Vicente Luque at the time, like not going for the finish at the end. Which is respectful. I mean, Vicente Luque had been talking about he had some brain scan issues come up and everything, and for him to get pounded, the way he did was like, it was sad to watch. And I think he had told Henry Hoof in between rounds 2 and 3 that he didn't feel good about keeping on fighting or whatever, and then he kept fighting. I think he's got to have a hard conversation, Vicente Luque, about maybe it's time to walk away. Right? He's just it was bad, dude. It was so bad. But all credit to Joel Alvarez, man. He looked really good at welterweight. He looks quick for a welterweight. The power is carrying the welterweight.
He's got the
I think
lightweight
55 was a
technicality.
bad. Yes, and I think the weight cut was bad for him at 55. I'm interested to see what they do. A lot of good fights. Welterweight is one of probably the deepest division right now in the UFC in terms of contenders.
Oh, 100%.
Got a lot of good fights you can make it. A lot of good fights you can make a guy with like Joel Alvarez, and I think you have to start shooting him up to the top.
Michael
Right?
Morales.
Give him a fight.
Michael Morales, Joel Alvarez. That'd be a fucking banger.
I'm hard right now.
You seen they were trying to make Michael Morales? I think they're trying to make Michael Morales Sean Brady, though.
Yeah, because Ian Gary's a pussy.
Maybe give him.
But
Usman.
yeah, anyway.
Usman might be a little too early for Joel Alvarez. But maybe Buckley.
Yeah, no.
He could beat Buckley. He could beat Buckley.
Buckley and Alvarez, I think would be a good fight.
Covington.
Sure.
But Covington was not gonna accept that fight.
Speed, you're a dump.
Here's what I hope. I pray Bilal beats Ian Gary, and Ian Gary's forced to take that Covington fight, bro. I just want to see it. But anyways, going to the co-main, we had Davison Figueiredo able to win a, I don't know, split decision over Montel Jackson. I've watched a couple of the MMA other YouTubers' opinions. I guess some people were thinking Montel Jackson won this fight. I don't know. I didn't see Montel Jackson do anything.
I don't know how.
I didn't see him do anything. But looking at the numbers here, I guess this is like a shit fight. This was one of the worst fights of the year, honestly, in my opinion. But I don't know. I just think, honestly, that training I think Figueiredo did with Cejudo to beat Bannerado with the wrestling, because he when he gets a body lock and does an inside trip, he looks just like Cejudo with his takedowns.
Yep.
That's gonna do so much help for Figueiredo here at this weight division, where he has to use the grappling a lot more, because he's not just a hammer, one-punch knockout power at this weight division. He's kind of like the guy that's, especially once he gets to the top of the division. I mean, Montel Jackson's 15, and he had a, be smart with Montel Jackson. He wasn't really the main power in the cage. So, but good win out of Figueiredo. I don't know. I don't see how people thought Montel Jackson. I didn't see Montel Jackson land or do anything. He was all 1-2s. Fast 1-2s.
Well, no, just one, bro. It was just jabs. That's the part that pissed me off. He wasn't throwing those straights.
He threw 1-2s, bro. No, he was. If he threw more jabs, he would have won the fight. I think he needed more jabs. He was just throwing 1-2s. But that's the thing.
He threw the jabs with nothing behind him, though. That's the problem. Like, because they even said on the commentary, and I agree. They're like, if he jabs more, you just said if he jabs more. I'm like, I agree. If he jabs more,
he thought just because he was fast that he was gonna be the win just off 1-2s. Like,
dude, we get it. You have hands the size of Francis Ngannou.
And he threw no kicks in a mixed martial arts fights, And then when he did go for one takedown, he did get it easy as hell. So I'm like, why the fuck you not do any grappling against Figueiredo as well?
Dude, and when he threw the leg kicks, it hurt Figueiredo. Figueiredo had switched stances every time Montel Jackson threw leg kicks. He just stopped throwing leg kicks. I'm like, you're obviously cracking his bad knee. Keep throwing the kick. Nope, I'm just going to stand there and point. Like, it wasn't even point fighting. He was just scared. Like, he was just scared of the takedown, which...
Yeah, I can't think of one round where I thought Montel Jackson won. Maybe the third round. But split decision, in my opinion, was crazy, I thought Figueiredo won every round.
Whoever gave that fight to Montel Jackson, stop watching the sport.
MMA guru.
Seriously. That's my dad, so I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. No, but Davison Figueiredo, I mean, it doesn't do anything for me, him beating Montel Jackson, because the way he did it wasn't. He's still in the same boat, like, of questionable losses, right? I don't know, man. Then he said he wanted Jose Aldo or Poatan next. I'm like, all right, bro, cool, whatever. That's another guy. I don't know what you're going to do with Davison Figueiredo. He's getting older, and his speed's gone. That's what scared me. His hands suck now. He used to be so good and quick in the striking.
But
Nope.
he used to go forward though, and he's been going backwards in all these fights. Because it's just because I'm telling you, bro, it's because he was
It's
such a
Henry.
dominant
It's
force at
Henry.
that weight division.
No, and he's doing the Henry shit where he's doing the karate stance and going side to side. Goes backwards. I'm like,
Yeah, but it's
that's
also
not
he's also
Davison.
not as powerful at this division. Like, you know,
Yeah, he can't weight bully. That's the problem. He
like he's
can't
getting
weight bully anymore.
like if he stood and banged in Max Holloway with Montel Jackson would have came out of that on top. Montel Jackson, he's ranked 15, so
No,
that
I
shows
agree.
he's kind of undersized at this weight division, which is weird, but because he's so big at the lower weight division. But I really think he needs to just go back down and take Pantoja on. Honestly, it's a free title shot. You know who else?
I agree.
Because they're not doing Marab Pantoja. Apparently, that's the fight we all want, but I guess not gonna happen. So, um, going into the
Yeah,
main
'cause you
event,
got
we had Charles Dubronx Oliveira able to
the
dominate
Predator.
and submit Mateo's Gamrot on short notice. It was supposed to be Fazeev, but came in on 3 weeks' notice, and he was just able to walk him down. He had Gamrot going backwards, which I think was the reason he won this fight, because Gamrot's used to, coming forward and shooting a bunch of takedowns, but you can't really do that when you're going forward trying to survive the whole fight, So, perfect game plan out of Oliveira and perfect bounce back after the Ilya Topuria knockout. And I think give him the call out, give him Max Holloway, or if you don't do that, do the Paddy Pimblett versus Oliveira fight. That's the fight I want. I want Oliveira Paddy Pimblett, but um, if not, Max Holloway is good too. But I just think Max Holloway might piece up Oliveira.
Yeah.
But we'll see. He might bring in
Yeah.
that submission grappling. So I just think Max Holloway is just, besides Ilya, I think he's got the best hands in the division. So
Yeah. First off, Charles changing his nickname to the Predator. That's Pat Barry's nickname, man. Let's be honest. Shout out Rose. Shout out Rose. No,
are they
listen, it
even
was a
still
good win
together?
for.
Are they even still together, bro?
Yeah,
Oh, they
yeah,
are.
they're still
Oh,
together, bro.
okay.
Dude, come on.
He doesn't
He
go to their
pre-ordered.
fights.
He pre-ordered, bro. He pre-ordered. Um, no, but Charles looked really good. I was very happy to see how fluid he still looks in his grappling, dude. Using the omoplata to maintain control from bottom was genius grappling in an MMA sense, right? A lot of guys don't realize the arm is there, right, for that omoplata. You're not going to finish an omoplata ever unless you're Ben Saunders, but it's a good way to maintain control and position and kind of force a guy. It's like Corey Sandhagen did with Davison Figueiredo. You put guys in 50-50s, and those 50-50s either make you choose, are you going to tear a limb or are you going to let me do what I got to do? Then he kept going forward. Gamrot was hitting him, but he was hitting him with shots where Charles eats those. And then
You see, Gamrot was trying to do the same
submit.
pull counter that Ilya did, but nigga, you're not Ilya, bro.
No, yeah, exactly. And then Charles submitted him, got in the crowd, celebrated at home. It was a great win, a great visual to see as well, honestly. Um, Arman Sarukian, you're a bitch. I can say that very proudly. You are a complete bitch, bro. Because Arman refused to fight Gamrot on short notice. The one guy that beat him, and now Arman is just sitting here posting pictures of him eating sandwiches, talking about he's next in line. And shut up, dude. I'm sick of Arman Sarukian, and then and I feel bad for Gamrot because he took a chance, and now Gamrot's gonna have to start over again. But it's like Arman's a bitch, dude. I'm just gonna be honest, and I want to see Patty Charles. I'm with you because Max was talking about it. Max's hand is still messed up. It's getting better. Max said he has about 3 to 4 months still left of recovery, so I don't think that fight's gonna be there. But I do like Patty versus Charles for sure. And then it's just tough. You got to see what you do with Ilya, right? I think Ilya Gaethje they're shooting for the first Paramount card in January, so it makes sense to get Patty. Charles, you expect Patty to beat Charles, or at least the UFC does, and then you can set up Ilya versus Patty, let's say International Fight Week, right around those times. So I don't know, man. We'll see a lot of interesting things they can do. Um, the whole card in general, though, I'll give this for a fight night. 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Very
I was
solid
about to
fight
say it
night.
was about a 7.
Very, very solid fight night. Good to see, Charlie Olive's back in there do what he does, man. So yeah.
Yeah, besides the Oliveira card, we have some big fight announcements, big fight news. UFC 323 headliner. We got Merab versus Peter Yan 2. Let's go, Peter Yan. Peter Yan, as you know, is my favorite fighter probably right now. See if he can, have a better performance. He said he was hurt in the last one. We'll see if he can do the Alex Pereira. And it's the co-main. We got Pantoja versus Van, Joshua Van, which is, that was leaked by Ashfield Jr. And then we got, Jan Blachowicz coming back against Goskov. This is a banger fight here.
Yeah.
I think somebody goes to sleep. I think Jan wins this fight though. Jan, he can use the grappling if he has to, and then he's got the better knockout power. So I think Jan wins that. And then this fight, question mark here, Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. Frank Ocean's side booty, with the void through his chest, which is crazy. The glory hole on his chest. But I don't get this fight at all. I don't know. This is the most weird. This is probably the worst match-made fight this year. Like, he lost to Ronnie Barcelos in a grappling match, basically, and now he's gonna have to go against Henry Cejudo. And I still think Henry Cejudo is the best matchup for Merab right now, in my opinion. He gave Merab the best fight. So, this is
I have no
crazy.
comment after. I have no comment.
They got the fucking
The side booty comment took me out, bro.
You think he's his main booty? My bad. I should. Frank Ocean's main booty. And then another fight they're thinking that's going to be on that 322 card is Miranda Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. What you think about that one?
I like that. I actually do like that. It's a great fight for both of them. I think especially for Taira, kind of, we get to test out and see a champion, right? Can you beat a guy that is kind of gatekeeping the top of the top, Because we're looking for contenders for Pantoja. We got Manel Kopp and Brandon Royval in December as well. So I'm like,
yeah, but Brandon Moreno is so fucking annoying because he can't be a Pantoja, but he could beat every single buddy else. He could beat every single buddy else. Which is fucking. I think he could beat Pantoja if he fought the same way he fought Figueiredo the first fight, but that was a lot of damage. So.
No, I agree.
And then I guess we're gonna go into our predictions for the. Might as well do that now for the Ritter versus Allen card, coming up in Vancouver this week.
Great card, but
supposed to be Fluffy Hernandez. Obviously, Fluffy got hurt, so rescheduled. And I think this is low key. I've been thinking about it. This is low key a really tough matchup for RDR. But I still get to Dumbo. Let's go to the prelims here. So starting the prelims, we have Melissa Crawdon versus Tanara Lisboa. We got Melissa Crawdon, her first fight in USC, and we got Lisboa 7-3. Her last fight, a loss. Let's see who she lost to in her last fight. Santos.
I will be at B-Dubs picking up my order during this fight, so I have no comment.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't even know. I guess we gotta do a pick though for our records. Oh, speaking of our records, I think what's my record? Let's see. I'm 32-19 on your ass, and you 29. I mean,
shout out Muhammad Usman for being a bitch. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Muhammad Usman. Shout out for the PEDs, gang. Anyways, let's go into.
Dude, Drew Dober's on the card.
We got to do a pick. I'm gonna go with Lisboa. Actually,
I'll take hometown girl. I'll take Crawdon.
Actually, let me see Crawdon. Oh, they got nothing, bro. No record, nothing. I'm gonna go with Lisboa. We have Azmat Bekov versus Yasari Balgari. Ooh, I got Balgari here. This is actually gonna be a good fight. This is actually gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, I got Balgari as well.
Actually, I don't know, Bill.
Bekov, I think's got a bit of an inflated record.
Yeah, but he's good though. He's not trash.
So is Balgari though.
Yeah, Balgari's a demon. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Balgari. We got Stephanie Luciano versus Ravina Oliveira. Um, let's see her last fight. Oh, she lost to Lisboa. Her last fight. And Stephanie.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm not gonna. I gotta get my research game up. I used to know. Oh, she lost to Sam Hughes. Was it a decision or she got finished by Sam Hughes? She went to decision with Sam Hughes. Oh yeah, she went to a split decision with Sam Hughes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Stephanie Luciano because Sam Hughes is a
Yeah, I'll
kind of a
take
dog.
Luciano as well.
Going to the next
Take
one. We got
Luciano as well.
Kyle Paparlis versus Drew Dober. Return of Drew Dober here versus the Canadian guy. Drew Dober,
Yeah, this is the guy that lost to Benoit Saint Denis on short notice.
Yep.
Yeah, Prepelik is. He's the guy. I mean, he's the guy. I remember that stepped in. Who was it? You know what fight I'm talking about? The one that BSD looked horrible and
Yeah.
got him with arm triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Dober though, he had a lot of damage in that fucking Noche FC card with that Mexican guy. He got fucked up, and he's got it. Honestly, Drew Dober gets damage in all his fights. Is
Yeah,
Drew
but
Dober
he's
this
also the
generation's cowboy?
No, God, no. No, he doesn't knock out guys like Cowboy or look cool doing it. He is the cutest guy on the card though. But
Oh, I forgot he fought Gene Silva.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Drew Dober here.
I'll,
I'm gonna go with Drew Dober here. I don't
I'll
trust the
take Drew
Canadian.
Dober.
I don't trust the Canadian's chin.
Yeah, I back up the mega chin every time, man, for sure.
Yeah, homie look like the Crimson Chin. We got next fight. We got Danny Barlow versus Jordan Santos. I'm gonna go with Danny Barlow here. Even though he lost in his last fight. Who did he lose to? Oh, Sam Patterson. Yeah, my boy Sam Patterson's just a demon though. I'm sorry, bro. And then we got Santos. In his last fight, he lost to Diaz. So, I'm gonna go with I got Danny Barlow here. Sorry, bro. Sam Patterson just got the touch apparently. And this guy's picture, holy shit! Why does he look like a real no racist shit? But you know what I'm about to see. Oh, he look like a real gorilla. Bro, it's not me. It's the picture. Look at this shit.
I'll take Santos.
You taking Santos? Okay. Next one we got Houston Park versus Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva's had to, going against some high level guys, man. Tough guys. Couple losses here, but I think he's still good. I think he beats Houston Park here. I think he destroys his calves early, and I think he beats him in the decision.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Park looks after the loss to Tyra. I'll take Park because Silva, as good as he is and as good as he looks, he gets cracked.
He's a bitch, yeah.
Every time. So I'll take Park. Oh, dude, this next fight, Devon.
Charles Jourdain versus Davy Grant. I'm conflicted, bro. I'm conflicted. Because I ain't gonna lie, Davy Grant, he's a sleeper. He's a sleeper, but he is getting fucking old, though. I ain't gonna lie. Charles Jourdain at hometown. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Charles Jourdain. I got Charles Jourdain. I'm sorry, I feel like a sellout, bro, going against fucking Davy Grant, bro. I'm like,
give me Davy Grant. I gotta take Davy Grant. I got to, bro. Because I think Charles Jourdain, he's only good against guys that don't put pressure on, and Davy Grant is a chaos fighter. So
yeah, bro.
I'll take Davy.
I'm conflicted, bro. I'm just gonna go with Charles Jourdain though, just off of. I think he might be able to get a submission or something. Oh, even this one, Matt Favola versus Kyle Nelson. Matt Favola, guy who brings, a big, banger fights, but, a lot of damage in the last couple. Head kicked by Benoit Saint Denis. Kyle Nelson, good striking, decent striking, not the best grappling, but, I'm going to go with Matt Favola here. I think he turns it around, turns the lose streak around, and I think he beats Kyle Nelson, because I can't see Kyle Nelson. Actually, I can see Kyle Nelson actually head kicking Favola. Damn. I think Favola's last fight was the Fares Zion fight too, right? Where he just got fucking kneed in his fucking face. That shit was crazy in the clinch. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Vola versus Kyle Nelson. I'm gonna go Kyle Nelson. I'm gonna switch that up. I got Kyle Nelson. I think he can catch him with a head
I'll take
kick.
Favola.
Taking for Vola. Yeah,
I'll take Favola.
I think
Yeah.
Nelson can catch him with a head kick. We got Cody Gibson versus Ariki Lang. This one.
Yeah. Reach
Uh,
healing.
yeah, I got Arichi Lang for this one. Cody Gibson's gonna bring the fight. I just think Arichi Lang, catches him. Um, next one we got.
Yeah.
Ooh, what the
I'll
fuck? I
take,
didn't even know
yeah.
this was on this card.
Yeah.
Mignon Farouk versus
I'll take a
Jasmine
reach healing as well.
Judavicius.
Oh.
Damn, this is actually a low key banger. Because I low key can see
This is.
Jasmine forcing the grappling, but getting caught on the way in though. Does she have enough defensive striking? I don't think so. And Manon didn't look terrible against Shevchenko. It's not like she got destroyed. She just lost. She just didn't seem like she wanted to force the win, She got a win over Rose. I'm going to go with Mignon Farouk here. But I don't know, man. Jasmine, I fuck with Jasmine. I'm on the hype. You know what? I'm going to say Mignon, but I'm rooting for Jasmine here.
Yeah, I got Judavicius, man. I've ever since she started training down at Goat Shed down in Miami. She's been on fire, man. I really enjoy watching her fight a lot. She pushes the issue every time. And Manon Fiorot again didn't look bad against Shevchenko. I've yet to see Fiorot get put in a dogfight, and Jasmine thrives on dogfights and putting you in compromising 50-50s. So I'll take Jasmine, and especially in Canada, the last time they fought in Vancouver, she killed as well. So
yeah, she gets the crowd behind her for sure. The next one we got Marlon Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi coming off the Jose Aldo win, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then Marlon Vera, coming off, I think he was coming off an injury for his last couple of fights. Last couple of fights been, canceled. He's supposed to fight a couple guys. Oh no, he's coming off a loss for Figueiredo. Damn, this one's tough. We all know Chito Vera starts kind of slow, but can Ayman Zahabi beat Chito Vera going backwards the whole fight? I don't know, man. I low key. Damn, this is tough. Because I can't see.
I think it's gonna be a boring fight.
Yeah, he's gonna be running from Cheeto, and I know Cheeto doesn't really cut people off. He kind of just chases you the whole time. I don't want to go again. I don't want to fucking
Cheeto by point fight.
Think Cheeto?
Yeah, Cheeto by point fight.
I think Ayman Zahabi by point fight. It's not five. It's 3 rounds. It's 3 rounds.
Yeah, but Cheeto's gonna lose that first round. In the next 2, he's just gonna have enough output from distance.
He's not gonna start putting output the 3rd round. He's gonna lose the first 2 rounds and not throw shit. I'm telling you, it's Cheeto.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean,
in a 5-round fight, I think Cheeto wins the last 3, but the first 2, he's losing 100%. He's losing the first, unless he brings the grappling in. But Zahabi's not a slouch. I got Zahabi, but I don't want Zahabi.
I'll take Cheeto.
I want Cheeto to win, but then we got Kevin Holland versus Mike Mallet. Ooh,
that's a good fight.
This is a good fight here. I think Kevin Holland might be a little too much for Mike Mallet. I think the ways that Mike Mallet could beat Kevin Holland's just good enough to beat him there, submission wise. And then he's not nothing. He don't got nothing for Kevin in the striking. So, and Kevin, you can't just he can play the grappling game as well. He just can't play the real wrestling game. So, especially what is this at welterweight? Yeah, welterweight. So, I think I'm gonna rock with Kevin Holland here. I know he had a bad loss versus Daniel Rodriguez. Which is a shit loss. That's actually a fucking very shit loss on your record. But I think he beats Mike Mallet here. He lost to Neil Magny. I think Kevin Holland's a better version of Neil Magny. So
I made a promise to myself before God. I was never gonna pick or put money on Kevin Holland ever again. So give me Mike Malott.
Oh hell no, you tweaking.
Kevin Holland just sells me every time I pick him.
Mike Malott lost to fuck. So let me tell you this: Kevin Holland destroyed Gunnar Nelson. You think Gunnar Nelson's worse than Mike Malett?
Bro, it's not even that. Look at how many good wins Kevin Holland has on his record that you could say, oh, he definitely destroys so many other guys, and then look at the losses Kevin Holland has, and you're like, how do you lose to this guy? Like, that's my problem with him.
Mike Mallet
It's not a
just lost to fucking Neil Magny.
dude. I get it, but it's Kevin Holland. I have no belief in him anymore.
TKO'd by
But
he
I
didn't
think
just lose him Neil Magny.
bro,
He got TKO'd by Neil Magny.
bro, Kevin Holland is one more loss away from going to fight BKFC.
Oh, he's not. He's ranked
be
15. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, cool, bro. He's been ranked 15 since COVID.
He just fucked Vicente Luque up. I don't know.
That's an accomplishment.
Honestly, I'm surprised this is they got the arrangement of this card all kinds of fucked up, nigga.
Yeah,
why
bro,
the
what is
fuck,
happening?
why the fuck is Charles Jourdain and Davy Grant below fucking Cody Gibson and Arichi Lang? And then why the fuck is Kevin Holland, Mike Mallet the co-main when you got Marlon Vera, Eamon Zahabi, Merle Farhoot, Jasmine Jukovic?
Jasmine and Manon? Yeah.
I think it should have been Jasmine and Manon for real. I'm not gonna lie. But it's Kevin Holland. He's probably got the most sell power on the whole card itself. So,
yeah, I agree.
But RDR, Brendan Allen, the main event here. Damn, this is where we get to see how good RDR really is. Because I know you got guys like Whitaker, obviously better than Brendan Allen, but I think the style matchup is better for RDR. This is kind of a tough matchup to where, play the ground game. Brandon Allen's going to play the ground game. He has really good submission ground games. And then stand up, I think Brandon Allen, he'll play that distance a little bit better than Whitaker will, because Whitaker has to blitz in, to get off his shots. So that blitzing in was kind of getting countered by the knees. Brandon Allen, he'll play distance. He'll play the body kick game, the leg kick game, and he'll grab the single leg, and he'll shoot for takedowns himself. So this is actually a really tough matchup. I don't know if it's tougher than Fluffy Hernandez, because obviously Fluffy beat Brandon Allen. But I think it's just right up there. It might be a little less than the matchup. We're still going to see how good RDR really is and how good he will be against Hamzat. So I'm going to go RDR here still, but I do think this will be a tough matchup. I don't see him getting a finish. I think this goes to decision. So, but, yeah, I got RDR.
I got RDR as well. I think this is a prime opportunity for Brendan Allen that he's been asking for a while. And, if he beats RDR, man, he puts himself in the title picture, right? So this is a prime opportunity he has to take, and I think Brendan Allen. I mean, we said this years ago. Brendan Allen's a guy who has all the tools, man. He just got to put it together. Great ground game, good stand up, good distance management. Fights smart. He doesn't fight stupid. He's just fought some killers, right? I think this is a chance for Brendan Allen to show us who he really is. How bad does he want that title? I'm not saying he can beat Hamza, but still, right? And for RDR, it's going to test him because Brandon Allen is no joke on the ground at all. And he's just as long as RDR where he can manage distance, right? And I think it's going to be difficult. Now we get to see what tools does RDR bring, right? Whereas a guy, instead of blitzing in on him, he can now have to work from distance and try to create those spaces and openings. So either way, I'm excited about this card, man. I think this is going to be a good fight, probably the best short notice fight you can do after losing Fluffy, right? So we'll see.
Yeah. So I think that's going to do it. We went over the fight announcements that I got announced. We went over our predictions for this RDR Brandon Allen card, and then we went over the Oliveira. So that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. We'll see you guys next time.